Ho, 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 ho! Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas, aka GROANMAS Groaners. This is a bang-on Christmas special, or maybe Christmas Eve special, for you dear groaners. We've stuffed this episode special stocking so full it'll burst. We've 2 audience groans for you this episode, and too many games to list. Some may be doubled up, so you're gonna get maybe 4, maybe 8. Who knows? It ain't gonna be 4, it's definitely gonna be more than 4. We're going all out this Christmas. Admin Nicole doesn't only bring us Creepy Corner, the Christmas special story this week, and Anagram Anxiety, but she also brings us facts for this special festive episode too. And that's not all. I'm starting the show off with my gift giving of my groan trio, just for you groaners. Battling through the high street at Christmas. Honestly, it's like trying to get through a stampede of people who have no manners. The queues are literally half a mile long, and your patience gets frayed by the minute. And people wonder why I shop for my gifts online. You pay a little more, but at least you got your sanity. Wrapping awkward gift shapes with flimsy paper. You get your friend or family member something you think is easy to wrap. You get it home, and suddenly it becomes a battle of wills. You versus the item. Who will cave in first? I just think wrapping is better rather than bag stuffing, but never wrap in the dark like what I did the other day. It doesn't really work very well, and you haven't got a clue what you're doing. Nah, wrapping by car light. Nah, it doesn't work. Rain or bad weather at Christmas. Okay, as big as a pin in the arse it is, everyone really wants a white, snowy Christmas. Yet for the most part in Newcastle, we either get a sunny day, which is nice I suppose, or we get bombarded by rain, which tries to wash Christmas out. Come on, snow, scare the rain away. There they go, being stuck up the turkey groan style for the audience groans to join them later. How about a game now in the shape and twisted English of talking nonsense? Round 1. It comes out at Christmas and gets everywhere. Your nonsense is... Listen it. Pause here, groaners. Have a little think. Twist the nonsense, then guess, and then unpause. Round 2. They can be eaten at any time of year, but are associated with the festive season. Your nonsense is... Pause here, groaners. Think what the gibberish could be. Answer, then unpause. Last round, round 3. They are annoying when they fall off after all your efforts, causing confusion if you don't know which is which and for who. Your nonsense is... Scarfit. Pause here, groaners. Have a little think. What could it be? Answer, then unpause. And the answers for talking nonsense will come later on in the show. Now, we mentioned facts earlier, so that can only mean Admin Nicole is ready with Christmas fact number 1. The amount of wrapping paper used in the UK alone each Christmas is enough to cover the island of Guernsey. How much wrapping paper? Are we trying to wrap a continent? An island? How much? Okay, forget what I said about wrapping paper. Just use bags, everybody. Use bags. Admin Nicole will return with more facts and her creepy corner soon enough. But now, groaners, I said the games would come in quick succession and possibly even be one after the other, and that means another game is coming to you right now in the form of, don't quote me on that, yes, this is the movie one, and they're all Christmas themed or around Christmas. Round 1.
Tomorrow morning, 10 a.m., Santa's coming to town. Oh my God! Santa here? I know him.
Pause here, groaners. Throw your guess in for the movie and then unpause. Round number 2 coming your way right now.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Pause here, groaners. Have a little think. What could the movie be? Answer, then unpause. Round 3 coming your way now.
Looks like I'm the ghost of Christmas present.
I had a funny feeling.
Pause here, groaners. Have a guess at what you think the movie is. Answer, then unpause. The answers to Don't Quote Me on That will come later on, groaners. For now, we switch on to our first audience groan of the episode. And that rolls in via Facebook Messenger from Amy M of Inverness. And she groans, I've got all my presents sorted, wrapping ready to go. I'm ready with free time, but why does it have to be now where I find myself wrestling with a sellotape to find the end that I've lost? I hate that, especially losing the lump you made to not lose the end originally. Oh, Amy. I've been down this road before countless times, and especially at last minute the night before Christmas, before rushing to a mate's house with a ball of paper wrapped in sellotape. Memories. Excellent groan. However, the contact info will appear after our second audience groan later on, groaners, but I'm not going to tell you who that groan is from yet. Now it's time we asked, and this isn't festive, our apologies, why oh why? Say you go on holiday for Christmas to Dubai. I don't know, you might just fancy a hot Christmas. Nothing wrong with that, but what follows is definitely wrong. At Scoopy Cafe, the Black Diamond ice cream costs a wallet-watering $817 a scoop. It is made from Madagascan vanilla, also, you can't just have normal vanilla, okay. Iranian saffron, again, you can't just have normal saffron. Black truffles, again, you just can't have normal truffles. And 23 karat gold flakes, oh, you can't just have normal gold flakes. You'd think, oh, they'll serve it in a normal bowl. Oh, no, 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 no. Have to big it up more. It's served in a Versace bowl and a matching spoon, which you get to keep. Why? Why such extravagance? It's ice cream. Anyone should be able to afford it. Gold flakes on ice cream. A bowl that would consume most of my salary. What is the point of this? Why Dubai? Why oh why? Now, groaners, we've had the why oh whys. We're now going to flip it over to Creepy Corner from Admin Nicole. And your story for this week is called The Rainbow Connection. That's a Christmas special episode. The rumours run strong. The legends run deep. A scare tactic for children to behave. A fear tactic to keep adults in line. In this town, overlooked by the castle to the north, and the big fancy manors for the wealthy on all sides, there was one legend in particular that kept everyone on edge. There in the skies lies a rainbow. One that never leaves. Always there, always watching. The royals in the castle and the nobles in their manors are each responsible for a single colour in that rainbow. As legends go from generation to generation, it was believed that the rainbow was a gift from the heavens above. A watcher, a soldier, a guardian. As long as the rainbow shines bright and the colours never die, the Rainbow Kingdom will prosper forever. This is why the nobles and the royal family in the castle were given ownership of one colour in the rainbow. As rules go, they can only ever wear the colour they're assigned to protect. What are the peasants below, you may ask? The ones who run the market, take care of the farms, even running the blacksmith and the butchers. The ones who actually keep the town running. They are known as the colourless, and can only wear black at all times, as black is known as the absence of colour. The only one permitted to wear white in the entire town is the Saint, a girl with long blonde hair that glowed with the sun and gave everyone hope and was always there to help no matter what. A girl by the name of Snow. She was in fact meant to be married to the prince who was to take the throne on this very Christmas Eve. The royal family governed and were in charge of protecting the red of the rainbow. The saint must choose one to take her place of white as she ascends to the red. All seems completely harmless and innocent, right? Well, except for the commoners in black anyway. A harmless legend that finds the town and Christmas Eve is only a few days away, so what could be so wrong with a harmless little legend? That would be where the torn-up part of the legend comes from. The part that is only told when children are at their worst. The nobles are responsible for the colour they protect, but only the head of the household bears true responsibility. If they are killed before they pass on that responsibility, then the killer bears the colour. If the rainbow is completed, and all colours are held by a single person, the rainbow will turn black and die, causing a 1,000-year plague that will destroy the town and infect every last person the rainbow's host deems to be evil. Some will die, others will live. Unaffected for now, but as generations give rise to generations, the pain and the plague will become ever more evident. This is why the rainbow is important to protect. The bearer of the rainbow crown will become the town's true leader, yet only one not pure of heart, but pure of intention, and one who has suffered a great amount can bear the rainbow crown. A legend, a myth. No one dares to believe in that side of the legend. Just a tall tale to scare some folks. All they care about is the beautiful love story between a commoner turned saint and a soon-to-be prince turned king. Snow first met the prince when he became infected by a strange virus on a hunt one day. He was gravely ill and came very close to death. He was next in line and about to inherit the power of red, yet no physician or healer could help him. What the royal family needed was a miracle, and so they sought the saint's help. With her knowledge of the local forest, as well as knowing more than anyone in the town when it came to healing, she was able to help the prince. It was still months before he was back to his royal duties, and in that time of his recovery, the two slowly fell in love. The prince asked for her hand, knowing no one would deny him that request, even in his position. The saint returned his feelings, and now we are all up to date. Christmas Eve approaches fast, and the saint has chosen her replacement. A small girl she was very fond of, who would help her with her potions and tonics. She was young, but there was no one Snow trusted more than Noir. So Noir became the new saint, as Snow changed her plain white robes for the fanciest of red gowns. The wedding was one that would be talked about for many moons yet. A rainbow connection it was known as. Two different colours coming together from a love story one could only dream of. It was broadcast all over town so even the commoners could watch. Yet what no one knew was that throughout the week and while planning what was happening for the wedding, a few of the noble houses were keeping their own secrets. You see, nobles have a way of spending enough money and killing the right people to keep their secrets. Just a few days before Christmas Eve, the heads of the houses of Orange and Violet were killed in mysterious circumstances, and their responsibilities were never passed on. So as Christmas Day approaches, and the young lovers enjoy their first day of bliss, a killer is secret on the loose, now bearing the power of two colours of the rainbow. Any one of the others could be next, even the newly crowned king himself. Well, Nicole, a very interesting rainbow-themed creepy story there. I can't wait for next Christmas when we get another installation of this. Well written, I really enjoyed that. I don't know how she keeps track of them all groaners. I really don't know how she does it. I couldn't do this, no chance. But from creepy, we now move on to another fact from the vault of Admin Nicole for Christmas. The NORAD Santa tracker began in 1955 when an American newspaper misprinted the wrong phone number in a Dial Santa ad. The number belonged to Colonel Harry Shoup, Director of Operations at the Continental Air Defense Command, causing children to call up and ask for Santa Claus. Shoup told the children he could track Santa's location on his radar, and the tradition was born. Bless him. Isn't that nice? Instead of going, "No, I can't track him," he went, "Oh yeah, I can. In fact, here he is. He's over Finland right now." Hi, if you're from Finland listening. I just picked you couldn't get random. Hi, Finland. More facts to come later, groaners. But now, how about another game with a two-rounder of 50-50? Round 1. How many mischievous Yule lads does Iceland have? Is it A, 17, or B, 13? Pause here, groaners. Pick your 50-50. You'll find out later if you get it right, but don't forget to unpause. Round 2. The Night of Radishes, that sounds like a really bad horror movie, I've got to say it, occurs where? A, Cuba, or B, Mexico? Pause here, groaners. Pick your 50-50 and then unpause. And the answers will come later, groaners. But speaking of groaners, we've had our second audience groan, which has just magically appeared in the palm of my hand. It's from Santa Claus himself. Hi, Mr. E. You've been a really good boy and a good host this year. Aw, thanks, Santa, but I must give my groan. Every house I go to, many of them don't put out carrots for Rudolph and the gang. It isn't just magic that powers the reindeer, you know. I know carrots are expensive the world over, but do spare a thought for my fab reindeer team instead of giving them nothing and just leaving things out for me. Santa, that's very selfless of you. An epic groan. But groaners, if you want to hire groan in, if you want to add some feedback, got some ideas for the show, or anything else that you feel is relevant towards the groan zone, you can send it in many ways. You can start off with the groan zone email, which is thegroanzonepod@gmail.com. You can come on Facebook groups under the Groan Zone Podcast Facebook group. You can find myself, that's Mr. E. Groaner, or Nicole Amos, who is admin Nicole. Or lastly, almost lastly I should say, you can come on Discord. We're not live anymore like I've already said previously, but we will be in the future under the Groan Zone Podcast, or the Groan Zone, I forget which one it is, I keep forgetting. Come in there, you can leave your messages, your game answers, ideas there, pop them all there. But now, lastly, you can come on YouTube, Spotify, Podbean, anywhere where you listen to the show, drop us a comment. We may not be told about it, but do let us know you've posted a comment, like drop us an email or whatever. We'll go review your comment, and if it's applicable to the show, or we are able to host it into the show, we will do so. If it's unsavory, it ain't gonna get used. This is a clean show. It's for adults and kids, and we keep it clean here. Because, of course, little ears do listen. You probably notice I don't swear very much during the podcast. That is why. Now, groaners, I did say games may double up. We'll not have much room between them. So now we're going to play the 5-point countdown. Yes, you're going to get many games wedged into this episode. Because, of course, it's Christmas! Clue 5 for 5 points. You get given loads of them, and not just in gifts, and they are edible. Pause your groaners. Have a guess. What could it be? Then unpause. Clue 4 for 4 points. They come in many shapes and many flavours with many different coatings. Sometimes no coatings at all. Pause your groaners. Throw your guess in, then unpause. Clue 3 for 3 points. They have many brand names and mostly come in packets or boxes and are different around the world. Pause your groaners. Have a guess, then unpause. Clue 2 for 2 points. You often have them during Christmas pudding time, or after the main meal, or when you're watching TV. Pause your groaners, give in that guess, and then unpause. Your last clue for 1 point. They can be sweet or savoury. Pause your groaners, give that final guess, and then unpause. And the solution to talking nonsense? No, Mr. Groaner, it's the 5-point countdown. Don't get your games mixed up. Come on. The answer to the 5-point countdown will come later on in the show, groaners. It's time for another Christmas fact from admin Nicole, groaners. The earliest known Christmas decorations were apples, which represented Adam and Eve. And I believe that may be the shortest fact Nicole has ever given me for the podcast. Wow. I should have put that at the end, really, but there is another fact coming. You got one more fact left, groaners. One more fact. At that time, groaners, we're going to name our hero of the week. And this is a personal one for me. Not really because I've ever been there, but anyone that works in a charity, helping the homeless, clothing those that are less fortunate than themselves, taking donations for any charity, such as the Salvation Army, council-based charities, Citizen Advice Bureau, the Samaritans, everyone that does good around the clock, especially at Christmas, because Christmas can be really hard for some people out there. The charity workers, some of them who give up their own free time at ungodly hours just to help those that are less fortunate than themselves. You guys are some of the biggest stars in the world out there. Keep doing what you're doing, charity workers. But unfortunately, on the other side of the coin, we have, of course, got to give our zero of the week. And yes, just because it's Christmas doesn't mean there's not going to be a zero out there. And here they come. We've all gone shopping at Christmas. We know exactly what it's like. But this zero of the week is directed to those shoppers who push other people out the way, barge past people, rip the last toy out of someone's hands just so their kid can have the toy. You have got no manners, no consideration, and often these people come up with the expression, "Hey, I've got a heart of gold, me." No, you really, really don't. Because at Christmas, you seem to forget everything and have no love towards your fellow human, just so you can get what you believe is yours. You are now a 0. If you listen to this and you do that, you are a 0 of the week, and not just for Christmas. For all time, change your ways. Don't be a 0, be a hero. Admin Nicole's going to take the show out now with her final fact for the episode, her final Christmas fact, and of course, we can't leave you at Christmas without an anagram to chew on, can we? Here we go. In 2017, British scientists created the world's smallest Christmas card, 200 million times smaller than a stamp. The card includes complex inscriptions of a snowman and festive messages, making it invisible to the naked eye. Can you imagine how much that card is actually worth? I bet it's worth a fortune. And good luck finding a pen to write on that with, because the pen nib will be bigger than the bloody card. Sticking with Admin Nicole, we have her anagram to almost round the show off with Anagram Anxiety. I worked out one for last week, which I'm going to tell you now, was Christmas cake. So you got the answer for that one. I got it. I'm really happy I got that one. And I know I've got the next one yet in. So if you got the anagram from last week, well done. You got a point for that. But this week's anagram for Christmas is can assault. Your clue is not Christmas without him. That's CANASSAULT. Good luck, groaners. Come on, put your minds to it. You can get this one. And now we move on to the game answers to take us out for the podcast for Christmas. In complete random order, we're going to do, don't quote me on that first, round 1, the movie was Elf. And I'm sorry guys, I can't stand that movie, and I can't stand Will Ferrell. I don't find him funny at all. I'm really sorry. I know some people love this movie, but each to their own. However, the second movie is one of my all-time favourites. It's of course Die Hard, with Bruce Willis in. And no matter what he says, it is a Christmas movie. Die Hard and Die Hard 2 are Christmas movies. And the last one for round 3 was of course an 80s classic with Bill Murray in. It was Scrooged. And if you know your movies, hopefully you got some points for that game. Moving on to talking nonsense. For round 1, your nonsense was tinsel. For round 2, your nonsense was chestnuts. For round 3, your nonsense was gift tags. If you managed to get my gibberish into English, you've done well to score points at all during the course of that game, groaners. For 50-50 now, for round 1, how many mischievous you lads does Iceland have? The answer is 13. And for round 2, the Night of the Radishes, that actually occurs in B, Mexico. If you know your countries, and they have featured in past episodes of the podcast, you would have known that, groaners. Well played if you got points. And for the last game, which of course was a 5-point countdown, the answer I was looking for was biscuits. I know in America you'd call them cookies, but I imagine everyone calls them different things. Biscuits over there is something you put in gravy. It might be called something different in, I don't know, some other foreign country. But here, biscuits are cookies, as well as being other types of biscuits. That makes no sense what I just said, but the British version of biscuits is the answer I was looking for you to score points. And remember, if you got the answer right at 5, but then changed your mind at 4, then got it right again at 3, that would mean you only got 3 points. So be honest with yourself, groaners. And on that note, groaners, that takes us out for the podcast. Well done if you scored points in any of the games. I know I didn't put yes or BS or give me the question in there, but it's almost Christmas Eve here and it is getting late. I am bushed, so I'm going to get the pod edited and get out to you guys in time for Christmas Day. Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart, groaners, and the bottom of Admin Nicole's heart. We hope you have a really good time with your families, with your friends, or whatever it is you do. And do not worry, we will be here for New Year as well to give you your groany goodness all the best. We haven't got long left of 2026. That's next year, Mystery Groaner. We haven't got long left of 2025. We'll be moving into 2026, and we hope we'll be the first podcast you listen to for 2026. All the best, Groaners. Merry Christmas. Take care. Bye-bye.
You filthy animal. And a Happy New Year.